Assalamu alaikum, the students. I'm Mr. Muhammad Khalid. I hope that you all are fine with the grace of Almighty Allah. In Pakistan Studies lecture, we are going to talk about constitutional history of Pakistan in week 8, lecture 15 and 16. In this discussion, we'll have the ideas about definition of constitution, history of English constitution in subcontinent, objective resolution of 1949, importance of objective resolution in development of the constitutions, first constitution 1956, salient features of constitution 1956, abrogation of 1956 constitution, and constitution of 1973, the Zia era and its constitutional legacy in 1990, and the politics, this enhancement with politics, Musharraf, Cope. These are the topics we are going to discuss in our today's discussion. Dear students, as in the previous videos, I explained in detail that for existence and development of any state, be it a vast state like Russia, a developed or multicultural state like America, or be it a very small state like Vatican City, or all others, for the smooth functioning of life, they need constitutions. Well, those nations who had the constitutions and later on they implemented the constitution with the true spirit of law, they survived and they championed in every field. For example, in this way, in the most recent times, American history from the constitutional point of view is excellent. That they, after having liberty from the England, they united themselves, designed a constitution, put in it the salient features like separation of power, and then this constitution worked out for them as a very true mechanism to achieve all this they today possess. Whereas, unfortunately, in history of Pakistan, we didn't have any strong constitution that could truly express the objectives of the state and the aspirations of the people of Pakistan. The reasons are numerous. There were uh, re- reasons like war with India, inhabitation and rehabilitation of the people who are coming from India and settling in Pakistan, boundary issues, corruption, interference of the civil and military rules, or the incapacity of and incapability of the politicians, plus the lack of education among the people. They were the major causes that Pakistan could not achieve constitution. Well, what constitution is? In plain language, a constitution is body of rules and regulations that defines the structure of the state, like what kind of state it will be. It will be a kingship, a democratic state. Okay. Then what type of government it will be? It will be a democratic parliamentary government or a presidential democratic form of government. Okay, whatsoever. Then organs of the state, that which will be shall be the major organs of the state, that who will be the executive, head of state, head of management, who has authority to make legislation, mean legislature. Okay, and are there any forum to discuss if there happens any conflict, mean judiciary. Okay, and what type of basic rights the people shall enjoy while the member of the state. Clear? Rights and responsibilities of the people towards the state, and state's responsibilities to the public. These are the basic elements that uh, contribute to the development of constitution. Now we come to that history of the Pakistan constitution. Uh, the modern constitution under the Western political thoughts or Western system of government, the first, you know this, that I'm just little back in history, that India used to be under Muslim rules for almost 800 to 1000 years, and here the Islamic Penal Code or Islamic Code of Conduct or Islamic Sharia law, they were they were contributing and controlling in the lives of people, whereas the other, like Hindus, Sikhs, or other religions, they were also being governed under their own religious thoughts in the matter of religion, and they had the religious liberty. And then in around 16th or 17th century, British age of exploration, and then formation of East India Company. East India Company finally came to India. They started trade, and later on they uh, started intervening into the Indian political systems, and they continued on, and they kept start capturing the lands, establishing their own castles and armies, and finally in 19 sorry 1857 they captured almost entire India, and the people of subcontinent had lost the war of independence. And then till then till 1857 uh, the system was under the East India Company. But in 1858 the British Crown took India under their own responsibility and called India to be the colony of British, and they issued India Act 1858. So India Act 1858 was the act formally issued uh, by the British Crown. Fine. And later on British decided to give uh, a very precise share of shares to the local people of subcontinent, and they introduced India Act 1935, and later on India Act 1947 was introduced, and with the and this act, India Act 1947, was primarily was the act of partition. Under this act, subcontinent was divided into Pakistan and India. Fine. This is a little precise history of the English constitutions in Pakistan. Pakistan and India, I mean United India. But remember this, that there remained so many little acts according to the requirement of the times. British kept introducing different ordinances and other things. Well, All India Act, after Pakistan had, Pakistan came into being, both India and Pakistan, they adopted India Act 1935, and India made more change, and they modified the constitution according to their needs. Whereas Pakistan, uh, just for time being, uh, took that constitution, made modifications, and tried to uh, run the business of government. Perhaps uh, people in the Muslims might not be sure that they will be able to achieve the country, or at least they were not ready to have a ready constitution. Well, later on, the Muslim League leaders, especially Qaeda Azam, wished that there should be a constitution for Pakistan that must reflect the true Islamic democratic form of government. It must be welfare in nature on the pattern of the Constitution Holy Prophet ﷺ introduced in the step in establishing the state of Medina. He also wished that the Constitution must express a full liberty to the minorities, and they must be free in celebrating their religious norms and living according to their religions. Civil liberty plus the basic human rights must be available. So these were some of the abstracts or the objectives in the mind of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, but unfortunately Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah passed away within a year in 1948, and at that time Pakistan had been struggling a lot on every front, like war with India, lack of resources. Indians didn't give Pakistan their due share in assets, uneducation, okay, and the corruption at that stage. These were the major issues that the leaders kept fighting with, and the constitution delayed. After the death of Quaid-e-Azam, entire responsibility was on Khan Liaquat Ali Khan to develop a new constitution. Well, in he gave this responsibility to the Constituent Assembly to formulate the route map for designing a constitution, and in March 12, 1949, the Constituent Assembly presented the objective resolution to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Well, dear students, uh, in the next video, we'll talk about the objective resolution. Thank you very much.